So there's this guy who dropped his mentally, how do you say it a nice way? Like, okay, most of you know who JF is. So this guy took his mentally disabled, very mentally disabled, like as soon as she speaks, you could tell, mentally handicapped, I guess baby mama, into the woods with like no real survival equipment or anything. Just dropped her off in the middle of the woods because he claimed that she wanted that. And then he like renovated his house like 2 days later, like with the walls and everything. So everything's clean. And then he acts like a complete psychopath when talking about it. And he didn't even tell people that she was missing because she was reported missing. And they were searching for her and they never found her. And he's just not telling anybody about it, as she's been missing for 2 months at the time. And she's never found, so she's presumed dead. He essentially got away with murder, is what most people think. This is like right-wing OJ, okay? But it's a French-Canadian. And there's this whole thing now where he's talking about his common-law wife, Mama JF. And he just talks about her in the most detached, psychopathic way. And I say this because of the stuff I've seen before this. He talks about like how she was saying, oh, I hope you inseminate someone immediately. He has this creepy way of talking where he's like, I want to inseminate the women. Please apply to be inseminated. And he actually talks like this. And I don't know how this hasn't hit the mainstream. I don't know how this isn't on Netflix or something. But for all we know, this guy has killed his retarded wife. And at best, left her out in the middle of the woods to die. So there's a bunch of clips that came out, and I kind of wanted to watch them.
Height of the blood sports era. I was the celebrity of 4chan. In 2017, I was
famous!
inseminating a woman.
See? I was inseminating a woman who's, like, could you say it any creepier? I don't think if he could be creepier if he tried. Even if he didn't murder her, I would still believe he did, just on the basis that he says that he inseminates women and they are applying to inseminate. They want to get inseminated by JF.
And I'm inseminating this woman and I get a DM.
How many times are you gonna say you're inseminating her? Like, is she a fucking lab experiment? Does he have the turkey baster and he's just dropping the cum onto, like, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like he's a fucking turkey baster and he's just sticking it onto the woman's egg and drip, drip, drip.
And I swear, this is the first DM I got from Mama JF. She says, hey JF, you know, don't trust what my sister says to you. I'm not like this, you know, very different. I mean, she's crazy, you know, just don't.
Oh, also he married, or I think it was, yeah, he married another retard. Like, her parents had to go to court and fight for her because when he married this other girl, she was literally too mentally retarded to consent to marriage, and the parents won their child back.
To you, I'm not like this, you know, very different. I mean, she's crazy, you know, just don't.
So now he's talking about
don't listen to her. I know you.
He's talking about Mama JF, which is the woman that he dropped off in the middle of the woods, never was heard from again.
I know you think this about me, but my sister is completely out of track. I didn't know who the fuck this woman was. I didn't know she was a woman. That's just a random Twitter account saying this to me. I don't know her sister. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
And then his PP got hard. When he found out she too was retarded, like his first wife, his PP got hard. And he had to inseminate.
I would like to tell you guys, sometimes a chance for you in life shows in those ways. And see the potential of the people approaching.
So just so you understand, this is her memorial that he's doing. It's been like 3 years. This is his dedication to his baby mama he dropped off in the middle of the woods and left for dead.
You. because it may be your last. This deluded woman contacts me. And I'm like, I will treat her like any other woman. Whatever she's talking about with her sister, I have no clue.
Anybody buying those tears? Anybody? As he's talking about inseminating another woman while talking about his dead wife. Is anybody buying it? Because I'm not. Guilty. Guilty of leaving his retard wife in middle of the woods for dead.
But I will tell her the exact thing that I say to any other woman. So are you contacting me for the purpose of reproduction? But I'm a celebrity on 4chan. Mama JF has been...
Oh my god. He's in the middle of crying about how he totally didn't murder his retard common law wife, right? He's crying about it. And then he's talking about... And I was famous on 4chan. You're talking about how you were so... This is like his third time mentioning it. Yeah,
reading
he's so
about
sad.
me on 4chan. Mama JF trusts 4chan as her main source of news. Okay?
Retards go on 4chan? What?
And Mama JF has been told by 4chan that I am the greatest man on...
That's a great emote. Hold on. Let me show that. That's a great emote. That's the turkey baster he uses to inseminate. He is putting it in his mouth so that it can go in and he can have a daughter. This man should not have children.
And she has, and that I don't know at the moment that she contacts me, but she's been developing the idea that I'm the greatest man on earth. I'm the king of the earth.
Oh yeah, I'm sure someone who's definitely not narcissistic would love that. He is really showing his hand. He has told us he is attracted to Mama JF, who was never seen from again after he dropped her off in the middle of the woods. He's saying he's attracted to her because she was retarded. Literally, that was the first thing out of his mouth. That she's seen retarded and doesn't know what she's talking about when she DM'd him.
She acquired this idea that I'm the king of the world, that I am the savior of the white race, because she read this on 4chan. But she's also printing screenshots of me on Warski.
What do you mean you're the savior of the white race? See, on his show with Blood Sports, he would talk about a lot of... What would be the term for this? Like... about like where you draw the border for like where do white people begin and end, like who do you consider a white person, things like that. He would talk about back like 10 years ago. But like he's like, yeah, I was famous on 4chan and she thought that I was king of the world, and it's like, nigga, my eyes are bluer than yours. You're not saving the white race. I literally white mog JF. Tell me I don't white mog JF right now. Like, do you see this talking about saving the white race when I'm whiter than him as a black woman? But I literally white mog him. Sorry, JF, you're not white enough to save the white race. I, a black woman, am whiter than you.
Just taking these screenshots, putting them on paper, and
Get
she's distributing those papers on the metro in the city in Montreal. Because she's hanging out with these drug takers and these street people who happen to be alt-right maniacs, who happen to be fans of me. And she's distributing these pieces of paper to people on the metro, saying, JF, savior of the white race. She's just handing them out. And when I enter...
I love when... Okay, wouldn't you just love if you died because your husband dropped your retard ass off in the middle of the woods? This isn't me insulting her, by the way. Like, I literally mean that she actually had a mental disability. Like, imagine your significant other, while you were incapable of helping yourself, drops you off into the middle of the woods, and his memorial of you 3 years later is talking about how you worshipped his white dick. And she said that I was the savior of the white race, and then she gave panels to everyone so that they see that I actually have a mega cock. He actually thinks that. He actually thinks like he's going to save the white race. Meanwhile, I, a black woman, am whiter than him. And that's how he celebrates her 3 years of being missing, probably dead, because she was left without anything to really help herself. Like, he could have gave her back to some family member, or I don't know how Canada is. I mean, they allow suicides now, so maybe the government's not to be trusted. But I'm sure somebody would have been willing to help her instead of dropping her off in middle of the woods. Like, she just went, if that's even what happened, right? She just went missing, and then he told nobody about it, and then she's filed as a missing person 2 months later, and then everyone finds out about it. And her thing that she has to live up to, all that remains of her legacy, is JF talking about how she worshipped his white dick.
I got to see that she had still those printouts. I got to see her, like, there was a stack of my
I'm sure
picture
she did all of this, surely.
of papers, pieces of paper that she had printed of JF, King of the World, JF, Savior.
Donated $25. R.I.P. Mama JF.
Yeah. R.I.P. to any... I almost hope that she doesn't have any family members to grieve her, because this is so fucked up. Imagine you actually have a family member that you don't hate, at the very least, and like, this is what their significant other, who's the last person to see them, has to say about them, is that, oh, she worshipped how white they were. I mean, don't get me wrong, if somebody is retarded, like, yeah, maybe, like, yeah, you know what, maybe someone retarded could do that, but he's just so up his own ass that I don't believe him. And because it's just in such bad taste to do this in the first place when you're talking about her memory and 3 years since she's disappeared.
At that point, I'm in the process of inseminating a woman. And
oh my god, now he's brought it up a 5th time. This is the 5th time he is talking about inseminating a woman, another retarded woman, while talking about his dead baby mama slash wife, question mark, what do we call her? I don't understand how he thought this was a good idea. Is he also retarded? Is that why he's attracted to them? What's up?
I'm like, okay, there's this.
Yeah, I know. People say, like, his potato. In what world does he think he's so smart that he can just, like, get away with anything? He's, like, doing this little mental jerk-off, like, oh, I'm so smart, I can get away with murder. Is that what he thinks? Like, he makes it so obvious that he doesn't give a shit. It's so painfully obvious. He thinks everyone's dumber than him.
Eventually, I will find out that she was so much on drugs. She was smoking so much pot that she confuses reality, and that she was...
but how?
She was unable to tell that I don't know her sister. And but Mama JF went on drugs, was constantly mistaking stuff of reality.
He just confirmed that she's doing it while she's with him. This isn't just before.
My sister said this to JF. What? I didn't know her sister. So that is how it starts. And so I say, look, I'm currently inseminating a woman. If she ever...
He typed that out to her. Listen, potato, I am currently inseminating a woman.
And that was the end of this conversation. And then it lasted about 6 months. Eventually, another child of mine is born. And the woman ran with the...
I'm surprised he calls it a child and not like a fetus or, you know, his offspring, you know? Using the word inseminating, you'd think.
The child, from the first day the child was born, and betrayed me, made false allegations to the child kidnappers of the Quebec government, full attack on my parental rights. And so there I am, I'm stuck in having been dropped and left behind by this woman. And I'm like, okay, it's time to contact this girl now.
To inseminate her?
And I say, hey,
does it say one more time?
Mama JF, so you contacted me earlier. I'm ready now. Let's make babies.
He basically said it.
She wants me to fuck her on her bed.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
So she's already ready to kiss me. She wants me to fuck her on her bed.
Not inseminate?
And I'm like, I'm moving my dick. It's like in between the waves of cockroaches. Right, and I'm like, I'm gonna try to just place my hip in a way that the waves of cockroaches aren't too close, you know?
He have his dick in her to inseminate her.
And that
I can't believe he actually just spent 30 seconds explaining that, though, and reenacting the motion. Imagine this is what people have left to remember you by after your significant other totally didn't murder you, or at the very least neglect you in the middle of the woods.
we had sex like within the 10 minutes that I first saw her.
He's saying that within the first 10 minutes of Mama JF, of meeting her in real life, they had sex. So he just met this woman who is mentally disabled, and he is definitely not taking advantage of her, okay? Like he did with his previous woman that he inseminated.
And then we chill.
This guy is like 40 bragging about getting retarded pussy. Yeah, it really is him trying to humble brag. That's why he's like giggling about it.
The 10 minutes.
This is really just an opportunity for him to brag about himself, what he thinks is bragging. It has nothing to do with it being like a, oh, I'm gonna do something nice for her going missing. Because obviously, because there have been times before this where he's like joking about her going missing and making weird comments that are seemed here as O.J. Simpson.
And then we chill, and she's offering me pot, and I'm like, no, I don't want to take marijuana. I like to keep my mind clear. And
yeah, clear so that he can calculate how to get rid of her when she's no longer useful to him.
This girl is slurring her speech, but when you're in person, she's slurring her speech a lot on the phone, but when you're in person, it's mostly because of the drugs. And in these moments where she's not on drugs, I can kind of understand what she's saying. And she's not bedridden with a massive genetic disorder. Perfect. Functional pussy. That's my criteria. And so I'm like, now we need to get this girl out of this environment and out of drugs. And so I'm like,
yeah,
Mama.
He was definitely coming to save her, guys. Don't you believe him? He definitely had her best interests at heart. That's why he had sex with this woman who is mentally disabled 10 minutes into meeting her. He viewed it as he's her white savior. He's saving the white race by saving a retarded woman from drugs by making it so that she has to rely on him and lose her apartment and therefore losing her independence. But he frames it in this way to make it seem like he saved her from a bunch of druggies. I just don't believe anything he says.
Bad. I'm bringing you to a cleaner apartment, and we're gonna have babies. And so I bring her to the apartment, and there's many times at which she wants to return to her apartment. And I will tell you, don't give up. Like, if you decide this project of reproducing a troubled woman, it's gonna take repeat. It's gonna take work. So I'm bringing her to my apartment. It lasts maybe 2 or 3 days before she makes a crisis. She needs drugs. She needs alcohol. At times I try to buy some time by, okay, well, you know what? Let's drink 1 beer, but not more. But she pushes and she wants to go back to the street and drive me in Montreal. I have stuff to do.
In this kangaroo
and sometimes
court.
I drive her back and I concentrate on my work. And back then I'm a streamer already. So back then is the whole Warski era and thereafter the public space era.
The public space.
And then you know, there were days where she would sleep in Montreal. And then I'm
so now she's a homeless retard?
Writing to her on the phone and WhatsApp, and I can see that she's disconnected from me. I can see that she's careless. And I'm like, no, I have the project of making you a mother. I'm gonna come pick you up in
Yes, he saw a drug addict retard. And he said, let me inseminate her. He thought that was a good idea and that would save the white race. I do not understand the line of logic here. How does he think any of this makes him look good?
Montreal. and I was driving the streets of Montreal, driving 2 hours to Montreal, knowing that she would be on one of
He
those
doesn't pronounce his
streets,
H's.
hanging out with her.
Oh, he pronounced it that time. Why is he? Why did he pronounce it that time?
I swear to you, on one
Like, has
of
this
these
guy gotten a
days,
Turkey Tom video
I
yet, or
drive
what?
to a street and there she is. And she's holding a homeless guy's hand. Just out of nowhere, homeless guy. And they're walking hand by hand. And I drop out of my car and I say, hey, Mama JF, we're together now. There's no such thing as other men right now. I say this straight to her face and the face of the guy. And I swear that the homeless guy just folded. He just folded. I was like, you're not holding the hand of anyone else. Right
Yeah, he fought for her.
on the streets of Montreal. So it took about a month before she would get into that program of, no, you're not on the streets having sex with everyone to get drugs anymore. You're with me and you're my wife. And that's another message to the guys out.
Wow, how romantic of a proposal. Every girl's dream to get proposed to like that, middle of the street where another guy tries to claim you. And instead of letting some hobo fuck get you, you know, your caretaker goes, actually, you're my wife, I will inseminate you. How dreamy.
There, just claim your woman. They are fucking insane. But you have to claim them. You have to claim them and you have to impose the authority.
He's like so masculine, guys. I don't know. There might be few men that are more masculine than that. The ultimate masculinity. I mean, how can he be so brave to lock her down?
You know, street fighting effectively for Mama JF.
Listen, if this is your savior, you ought to start sweating right now. If you're a white guy and this is your savior, it might be over.
After a month, she went into the program of, okay, I'm gonna stay with you. And eventually I detached her from her apartment and showed her that my apartment was much better for her. And despite the big crises, and of course she wanted to go back to the streets every day. She would go into crises.
She's for the
and
streets.
started throwing stuff at
She wants to suck hobo dick. He wanted to have her anyway. He's a cock.
me, and I want to go back, I want to go back. But I was always pushing, while sometimes allowing her back during that month. I was always pushing to work her in. So it was a very tumultuous first month. Eventually, I say, all right,
There, I
now
made
you're going to
myself
have
bigger
to
and
abandon
happy.
your apartment because you're just paying for this cockroach.
Someone in chat was like, can we make him small instead? It's like 9 other clips. Oof.
JF, Mama JF has stolen a salmon. There's me, and there's the district attorney. And the lawyer of Mama JF does a small, favorable speech for Mama JF. Look, she regrets. It was an error of
They're not all long
youth.
clips, though.
She is now with a man who wants to hire her as a staff assistant. It's very important that she doesn't have a criminal record to be able to travel with this man. And the
Dan
district
Heelan
attorney
donated
looks at the
$5.
attorney of Mama
I'm in
JF
seminar.
and he says, "That's fucking bullshit, bro." And then he looks at me.
Instead of
said,
saying I'm
"You're
cooning,
not
it's
her
I'm disseminating."
employers. You're the
Thank you,
guy
Dad.
who wants to fuck her in hotel rooms across the fucking continent." And I look at the district attorney. And I'm like, you know what? This is exactly correct. I'm just the guy who wants to fuck her in hotel rooms across the continent. But this fact makes her extremely, probably, a decent person.
He literally said in the court of law, my cock makes her innocent. Wow, he really said my wife's penis inseminating her makes her innocent. Really.
And this
I can't, he actually lives every day in this delusion. Like, he is in a constant state of delusion where he actually thinks that, this is why he was saying in the beginning, like, all of these things of her saying, wow, he's the white savior or whatever. It was just him saying that and putting that out there. And even if she did say it, it's like, then why would you start that with this and keep reiterating it? So he's actually in this delusion.
And this fact that I have her
Yeah,
under
he
my
thinks his semen
supervision
washes
as I
away her
fuck her
sin.
for the next months and years of my life ensures that she will not be a recidivist. And so, yes, I'm this guy. But I'm also better than any program you could put her in that will have her stop stealing salmon. Because I solve the issues of poverty in which she lives, I care for her, and I supervise her moral behavior.
He literally just said that he's her caretaker.
And it's precisely the fact that I fuck her that makes me a better fit individual to take care of her than all of your fucking social programs.
Well, I guess that didn't last long considering how her story ended.
And the guy says, all right. The guy accepts, all right. If the judge...
Who is actually a fan of JF? Like, who actually watches him? I need to know who his viewers are. Like, are they on a list? Is it just the Canadian government watching him and doing nothing as they sit in the cuck corner and jerk off, or what? As he tells them about how he fucks her and how she lusts after other hobo penis? Hobo chode? How does he afford babies, by the way?
I don't care having sex around the cockroaches.
Who donated for this guy to have children? With a retarded woman? Who paid for this? I need to know who paid for this. I know Epstein gave him $20,000. Who else paid for this?
Birth to our children.
Is this not the craziest shit you've ever heard?
In the living room. No medical assistance. Just straight up coming out of her vagina onto the floor of the living room. I have welcomed these babies into the world straight from Mama JF's
Why is he
legs
talking about
as
her
she was
pussy like
standing
that?
on our floor in the living room. Because Mama JF had listened to... At first, she was thinking maybe hospital birth. But I told her, you know what? If you want, we can do home birth. And she eventually got super addicted to these indie birth podcasts that they do. And she listened to it more and more, and she became fascinated at the idea of giving home birth. She just gave birth on the floor with the placenta coming out and the whole floor covered in blood.
He just talks about
it was
his
beautiful.
baby mama so lovingly.
So few men on this planet Earth have the chance to experience the true couple giving birth in the natural way, in the way it's
Unironically, he
meant
thinks
to
this
be.
is romantic, by the
Because
way.
there's so much intervention once you get into a hospital, it messes with the whole process. Everything went well, but eventually, you know, women, they lose love for you. And Mama JF lost love for me. Because when she got to know me, I was a big celebrity and there was everything on 4chan about me. But eventually, you know, I became a smaller streamer. And sometimes women will just lose respect for you. And she was progressively losing respect for me. And it's like...
What? What are you talking about? Everyone should respect you for saving the white race.
In a normal...
What are you talking about, JF? She worshipped your MAGA
for me.
cock.
And it's like,
I thought
in a
that's what you
normal
said.
brain, a woman should just respect you for having taken out of the shit you lived in. Like, she should be adoring me for the rest of her life for taking her from...
He feels so insecure that he just starts working out to try to pump his muscle so he feels better about himself. See, she struck his ego. That's why he did what he did.
From the shit she lived in into a mother. and in fact, a mother farmer with a whole self-sustainability.
Yeah, it's a whole 2 pounds. This is gonna get him all the females. All the potato females. No, I'm serious. Like, actually, who watches him throughout the years? Like, past Bloodsports, after the Bloodsports arc, who was watching him? Who's watching him right now? Just for the record, it's my opinion, though it is not based on delusions, based on me observing the whole situation over the years. I do think he killed her. In my opinion, he killed her. He did it. And in fact, I would sooner argue that OJ was innocent than I would argue JF Garapi of not murdering his retarded baby mama.
He did that twice. At some point, she left for Montreal. And that was years before. Like, it was around 2021. She tried living to Montreal first. And then I made a whole show about how if she doesn't come back, I'm getting a new girlfriend and coming inside of her.
Look, he's just laughing about it. He's like, I'm going to come. And he's just giggling.
And that show
this
that
woman
I
is
did
probably
brought
dead, and he's laughing.
Brought back
This
Mama
was his
JF.
baby mama. Listen, I didn't know her. We didn't know her. In fact, we don't have much to base off of other than her having meltdowns on stream with him. Which, by the way, she did if you didn't know that.
Her craziness was mirrored with a massive...
Oh, you're one to talk. He's talking about how she was crazy? What does that make him for continuing to date her? He's literally talking about how he had to, like... Okay, not literally, but he left her middle woods. But that's beside the point. You know, he's taking her by the neck, right? It's like a dog. It's like a cat you have to take by the neck. And their greed just sickens you because they just want the food so bad. And that's him taking her head off of some homeless guy's cock to get some new drugs. Just taking her by the scruff of her neck, pulling her off. No, Mama JF. No, you can't suck hobo cock for crack. No! Oh, but she made that beautiful cake. She's crazy, but you're the one pulling her by the scruff of her neck to not get her to suck crack cock.
Drive for creation.
Before he got rid of her.
Insanity. She also had
He's
other
still fucking lifting the
dreams.
weight.
At some point, she wanted to run away to save the white race. To go warn the Québécois that they are in danger.
He's calling her crazy for running away to save the white race by sucking crack cock. Which is kind of crazy, alright? It's a little wacky. But he's the one in the beginning talking about how she worshipped his MAGA cock. His Aryan MAGA cock, according to him in his head, even though I'm literally white-mogging him right now as we speak. Even with my curly hair, I am white-mogging him. His eyes are not nearly as blue as mine.
I remember that we had difficulty finding knives. Finding good knives, because somehow maybe it's legislated against on PEI, or it's hard to find.
Knives.
We eventually, I
I'm
think,
sure you
we
needed the sharp
ordered
knife,
a
didn't ya,
pruning
buddy?
knife from Amazon or something like this. Because they were...
Was it to gut her?
There were basically no knives
to get the mash out of the potato, JF? Is that why you needed the sharp knife?
All the camping sections, they didn't have knives, or they weren't practical ones.
And get the mashed potato out of the skin. Is this him getting his story straight? He thinks it's getting his story straight, but there have been multiple details where he gets details wrong, and I don't really have time to go back and show them, but I just know this from me following this for the fun of it, like watching all the Kino Casino shows covering him. And there was a point where the moms in Canada, in Quebec, had started to organize and speak out against him, because they're like, this guy is just walking around after he dropped his baby mama, his mentally disabled baby mama, in the middle of the woods. You know, that's best case scenario. Hedrick sent a yap. Imagine being killed by this man. That's the biggest insult of them all. Yeah, and he's using her what is probably her dead body, her corpse, to brag about his whiteness and how manly he is for trying to hold her by the scruff of her neck and pull her off of that crack cock on the street.
She has wanted to disappear, she has disappeared. And maybe she died. Maybe she died in the process of disappearing.
He finally admits that maybe she died.
Because if you disappear, then you become extremely subject to risks. Like, you want to be a non-person with no papers and all? You want to be reborn somewhere? You're going to get caught up by some trucker somewhere. And he's going to drop your body in a ditch. But
What did he just say? I know, Spooky. Hold on.
extremely subject to risks.
Hold on.
Like,
hold on. See, even Spooky doesn't like what he just heard.
so definitely she wanted to disappear. That's what she told me. And she did. Now, maybe in the process she got killed. Possible. But I cannot care about this. Because once you tell me I'm disappearing, it means I will not be communicating with you anymore. So that means, all right, well, I'm going to just contact your loved ones, tell them about this. I'm going to say, hey, check for her and try to contact her if you can. But that's what she told me. She told me she wanted to disappear. So eventually the police investigation
Yeah, I know. Just every so often you see him say something, you're like, huh.
opens and they're like, this is
cannot
standard
care about
procedure. We
this?
have to tell the world. And I was like, yeah, okay.
See, why is he rolling his eyes at that? You would think he would want her to be okay.
I didn't even try to convince them not to do this. Because I was like, down the line, everything I will say will be held against me. If I say, no, don't do it. She wanted to disappear. Don't do it. It's going to create massive amounts of shit on the internet, the levels of which you cannot possibly comprehend.
He just used the last of his testosterone he had.
Fucking retarded monkeys.
Okay, I don't think he has any ground to call anyone a retard ever again.
All of them.
Because that just means he wants to fuck them.
Oh yeah, you have to follow your procedure. Let's go. Let's go. Now I have to plan a whole comedic performance that will last 5 years of my life, where I'm kind of playing on the edge of, did I kill her? Did I not kill her?
Zozo, you announced... Hold on. I'm sorry to derail this. But this is the second time Zozo has typed in my chat, I'm gonna leave. So can everyone just give Zozo attention and say, no, please don't leave. No, we need you. Can you guys just please make him feel like he matters? Like he's so important that, you know, we all have to notice when he leaves. Because that's what he needs right now. So make sure you give him that TLC. Don't go!
That's the situation you're putting myself in. And you know what? I'm gonna jump in it the same way I jumped in the cockroach-filled apartment of this woman. Let's go. Now I have to plan a whole comedic performance that will last 5 years of my life, where I'm kind of playing on the edge of, did I kill her? Did I not kill her? That's the situation you're putting myself in. And you know what? I'm gonna jump in it the same way I jumped in the cockroach-filled apartment of this woman.
What? Like, why are you talking about her like that? She gave you children, and then you dropped her off in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, 3 years later, when you yourself said that she's probably dead, that it's a likelihood that she's dead after you dropped her off, and you're talking about how she had roaches in her apartment, like. But you're not allowed to be suspicious of him, by the way.